There are stories that echo through time, weaving themselves into the fabric of our souls. They don't merely entertain, they reveal, unearth, and remind us of truths we forgot we carried. The Lord of the Rings is not simply a tale of Middle-earth, it is a mythic mirror, reflecting the eternal dance between light and shadow, fate and free will, mortality and grace. And behind this mythos stands its architect, J.R.R. Tolkien, a philologist, scholar, and mystic storyteller who created a world that continues to resonate in the hearts of millions. Welcome to part 1 of our exploration of Tolkien's legendarium, where we unravel the themes and symbols that infuse the Lord of the Rings with spiritual and philosophical depth. Let us begin by understanding the man behind the myth. Tolkien was not only a master of languages, but a devotee of stories, particularly the old tales that speak to something primal. Born in 1892 and shaped by the horrors of World War I, Tolkien saw firsthand how beauty and brutality could coexist. Yet instead of succumbing to despair, he answered it with subcreation. The art of crafting a world within the world. To Tolkien, this was not escapism, but a sacred act, a way of reflecting divine truth through the lens of imagination. His Catholic faith formed the foundation of his worldview, but his reverence for ancient myths gave his work a universality that transcended doctrine. In Tolkien's cosmos, Eru Ilúvatar, Eru meaning the one or he that is alone, and Ilúvatar meaning father of all, is Tolkien's conception of God. Ilúvatar's breath is the very fabric of existence, woven into the song of the Ainur, Tolkien's version of angelic beings. These angels, or Ainur, embody the roles of divine intermediaries, each contributing to creation through their unique melodies and intentions. They sang the world into being in an act of divine co-creation known as the Ainulindalë, Tolkien's creation myth, where the music of the Ainur shapes reality itself in resonance with Eru's divine will. It is here that Tolkien aligns with the Christian Logos theology, the divine reason and creative order through which all things were made. This theological concept finds an echo in the Ainur's harmonious music, where creation unfolds not by force, but by resonance and intention. But harmony invites contrast, and here enters Melkor, Tolkien's Luciferian archetype, the brightest of the Ainur who fell from grace by attempting to impose his own will on the cosmic symphony. Melkor's dissonance did not destroy the music. Instead, Ilúvatar wove it into the greater melody, making the sorrowful notes part of a more profound beauty. This is Tolkien's take on providence, the idea of divine guidance and the orchestration of events for a greater purpose, showing that even rebellion and tragedy can be enfolded into grace. It is a philosophy rooted in humility and awe, a reminder that shadow may distort but never defeat the light. Tolkien's narrative is steeped in a fusion of Christian and pagan spirituality, where faith and myth embrace. The elves, with their luminous sorrow and immortal memories, echo the ethereal beauty of Celtic and Norse legend. Yet their longing for the undying lands, the place beyond the mortal shore, speaks to a yearning for heaven itself. In contrast, the race of men, mortal yet filled with endless potential, bears the mark of the Christian mystery of resurrection, where death is not an end, but a transformation into new life in heaven. Mortality, far from being a curse, becomes the stage upon which free will defines eternal destiny, inviting each soul to shape its legacy within the grand design. In this vast stage of Middle-earth, Tolkien sets forth archetypes that transcend time, drawing on mythological figures like Orpheus, Prometheus, and Christ to illustrate their universality and significance. Bilbo and Frodo Baggins, humble hobbits from the Shire, become vessels of cosmic truth. Bilbo's adventure in The Hobbit is the classic outward journey, a quest for treasure that becomes a journey of self-discovery. Frodo's path, however, is an inward pilgrimage, a descent into darkness for the salvation of all. Bilbo is the seeker of wisdom, Frodo is the bearer of burden. They are two faces of the archetypal hero's journey. But unlike traditional models centered on triumph and conquest, Tolkien's heroes embody humility, endurance, and spiritual transformation, embracing the call to adventure and the call to sacrifice. Frodo's burden, the One Ring, is not merely an artifact of power, but a crucible of the soul, a fiery trial that tests and refines, like molten metal tempered into strength. It whispers promises of dominion, yet it devours all who dare to claim it. In Frodo's slow unraveling under the weight of the ring, we see echoes of Christ in Gethsemane, alone in prayer, facing the weight of his fate and bearing the agony of the world's sins. Yet Frodo does not walk alone. Samwise Gamgee, the faithful disciple, carries not the burden itself, but the heart of the one who bears it. When Frodo stumbles, it is Sam who lifts him, embodying universal love in its purest form, steadfast, unglorified, and unwavering. And what of Gandalf, the grey pilgrim who walks the unseen path? He is the archetypal wandering sage and mentor, the wizard whose wisdom is steeped in both humility and fire. Gandalf is a Maiar, one of the lesser Ainur beings sent by the Valar, who themselves serve as higher Ainur of creation under Eru's divine will. This hierarchy of the Valar and Maiar mirrors the celestial order of archangels and angels in Christianity, reflecting Tolkien's masterful use of symbolism, but also the profound influence of his Catholic faith. In Gandalf's fall and resurrection at Moria, we see a Christ-like return, not as a conqueror, but as a guide, brighter yet unburdened by pride. He wields one of the 3 elven rings of power, Narya, the Ring of Fire. His invocation of the flame of Anor, the inner fire, is symbolic of his status as a divine being and of the eternal flame within every soul, a spark that cannot be extinguished even by death. This flame is tested when Gandalf faces the Balrog, a creature of shadow and flame born from the rebellion of Melkor. Their battle is not merely one of might, but of endurance, a trial where Gandalf's spirit is tempered. He emerges reborn, not for glory, but to serve the greater harmony of the world. Here, Tolkien invites us to see trials not as punishments, but as purifications, the moments where the soul becomes what it was always meant to be. Tolkien's world is not static, it is a living tapestry of fate and free will intertwined. The term eucatastrophe, coined by Tolkien, captures this paradox, the sudden joyous turn where despair yields to grace. The destruction of the One Ring is not an act of dominance, but of mercy. Frodo, standing at the fiery brink of Mount Doom, falters under the ring's overwhelming power. In a moment thick with tension, Gollum, driven by his obsession, seizes the ring and plummets into the flames. A tragic yet fated twist where grace intervenes and the story reaches its eucatastrophic crescendo. Tolkien teaches that salvation comes not through conquest, but through brokenness and unexpected mercy, challenging traditional narratives that glorify strength alone. His vision reshapes heroism as an expression of humility and compassion, redefining mercy as a quiet but profound strength that shapes true heroism. Even endings hold their own kind of beauty in Tolkien's legendarium, where mercy and eucatastrophe extend beyond climactic victories to quiet, poignant resolutions. The Grey Havens, where Frodo boards the ship to the west, symbolize a liminal space, a threshold between the known and the unknown, both a farewell to Middle-earth and a journey to a place of peace, reflecting broader themes of exile, homecoming, and spiritual release. It is not defeat but release, a return to the source. Frodo's wounds, too deep for Middle-earth to heal, find solace in the lands beyond mortal reach, symbolic of divine rest and Tolkien's Catholic belief in a heavenly home, where pain is transcended and peace is eternal. This is Tolkien's mythic reflection of Christ. The journey does not end in ruin, but in renewal. In the heart of all these stories lies Tolkien's middle path, a spiritual pilgrimage between fate and freedom. The music of the Ainur set the foundation, but it did not dictate every step. The heroes of Middle-earth shaped their fates through choice, sacrifice, and resilience. Frodo chose to bear the burden. Sam chose to stay when hope seemed lost. Even Gollum played his tragic role. Each choice, like a note in a vast melody, adds to the unfolding symphony. Tolkien's work offers more than entertainment. It offers remembrance. It whispers that the story is not over, that we too are part of the song. We are Frodo in our weariness, Sam in our faith, Gandalf in our resolve. We walk the road of our own hero's journey, carrying burdens, finding grace, and seeking the harmony that calls us home. As this part of our journey closes, we carry a reminder. The road goes ever on. The echoes of Eru's music hum in the quiet moments, in every act of courage, in every note of hope that defies despair, whispering of our capacity for resilience and purpose. We are invited to see ourselves as part of the eternal symphony of creation, each of us carrying a note in the unfolding story. And so our journey continues. Join us for part 2 as we venture further into Tolkien's legendarium, the races of Middle-earth, the power of the ring, and the timeless struggle between creation and corruption. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.